Big welcome to you, Taurus. The sun in Aries, the moon in Taurus. So the sun, right, the ego, this inquisitive side of us that says, where do I want to go this year? What do I want to do this year? It began on the 20th of March at the spring equinox. And the spring equinox is one of those moments where we again become externally stimulated, right? The sun is getting brighter, warmer, and of course that equalness from the 20th of March on, right? It's like the sun and the moon, basically the dark side of the moon is equal, more like the night, right? The night and the day are equal. So when we, of course, now look at this constellation, which is unique, only exists once a year, and then on top of it, if it comes back next year, there might be a complete different degree, a complete different moment of minutes, where the constellation of moon, Taurus in moon, and of course Aries in the sun, is completely differently placed up in our sky. So on top of that, we have the other planets, right? We have Mars, we have Venus, we have Pluto, we have Jupiter, Saturn. They're as well placed in completely different places. So every moment is unique, and that's also almost like every 5 minutes it's shifting. That's why, like, even when you're born on the same day, you're born on the same, not on the same time. And those who are born at the same time, as well, there is a difference, because maybe you're born in Nairobi and someone else is born in Japan, right? So there is always a difference. So your moment is pretty unique, is pretty special. And that's why I am doing these readings very much with the moon. And of course, if you've been with me for a long time, you can skip the beginning and immediately go to the reading. But I am, of course, looking first into the 3 most important tarot cards where evolution has sprung, and now a lot of people are using, of course, not the Hermetic Tarot, which is the secret brotherhood of the Golden Dawn, created this deck, but definitely Edgar Waite, who was in this secret brotherhood, and Aleister Crowley. 1888 was this brotherhood formed. The cards, I'm not sure when they came out, maybe 1900, but this one came out 1910, 1944. So the emperor back then was very much, right, the Aries, that king of king, that personality sitting on the throne. Here in this one, the black and white, I really like it because it gives me again and again an understanding that if I only have white, I see just white. If I only have black, I just see black. But black and white together, a story can be told. And you can see there's a big story in here. And there is even a bee in here. There's the eagle, there are the planets, right? There are the ram heads. And you can see it's clearly beginning with the head. Now, the Hebrew letter He, means window. And it's a window in that celestial perspective up into the sky. Right now the sun is in Aries, right? The sun is saying, look, here I am, I'm beginning the year. And the number 4 is the 4 directions, is then connected to the 4 elements. And of course here we can see a bizarre world, which is Mars. The planet Mars is connected. Now, Aleister Crowley even changed the name of the letter. He didn't think the letter He is suitable for the emperor. He changed it because he thought Tzaddik, which was the star Aquarius, is rather the emperor, right? So he changed the letters. So he becomes Tzaddik, which is a Tsar, same thing, right? And then, of course, the star or the Aquarius has become the window, right? That we look and see the stars up there. Now here I have Mastery. This is a German card, right? But this is the book. I want you to see it. Mastery. The Medicine Woman by Carol Bridges. Beautiful written. I like the way she describes the card. And Mastery is, or the commander, is different than an emperor. And he is someone that says, I am here for the whole, right? That's where I am here, for the whole, for the whole and for the best of the whole. Form and structure gives me a ground to sit on. And of course he sits in front of the fire, smoking his peace pipe. And he's the chief, and the chief is always the head, right? It's like he is the most powerful in the tribe. And he has the four, the carpet, again, the four, the circle, the four. So always when we see circles, right, it's feminine. When we see squares, it's masculine. That gives him the power to stand completely naked in front of this tree, which almost looks like a square. As you can see in Africa, they have these kind of trees, and they get very, very old. They're very powerful, and these trees give shadow to the whole village. And that's in a way almost like how an emperor should be seen. An emperor is someone that gives us protection, right? He understands, I am here because I have somehow a brain that can understand things better. That doesn't mean I can abuse and use the people, which has happened, of course, quite a lot. I like that he stands completely naked in front of the people. This is the Handel Tarot. And of course, in the Handel Tarot, he was putting the Hebrew letter and a rune, almost like he wanted to combine the old German language before Latin then came in, as a reconciliation between the Germans and the Jews after what happened, right? So he's actually almost like wanting here to show, yeah, like a peaceful way of let's make peace, because, you know, this is the Handel Tarot, so he was also German who created this tarot. And I like to show it because it gives quite a powerful meaning to the tarot. This is my tarot card combined with the yoga position. I'm not finished yet, but of course I created the cross, the spirit with the material. Here's the fire, the earth to Taurus, the water to Pisces, which is of course the color orange, the second chakra. So the first, right, or let's say the first chakra, the second chakra, the third, fire, right, and then space up, always above. In here, in those four positions, I can look in all four directions, but in here, in this circle, in this feminine, again, they come together, they become almost one, right? Here, it's again 1, 2, 3, 4 windows into consciousness, into your mind, and your mind lies here in that higher consciousness, in the universe. Here's the sky, and here I will do it a little bit more dark, the night, day and night, right? I wanted to incorporate here, of course, that kind of meaning. Good. Now to you, Taurus. You are the magus of the eternal gods, right? I like, here it says you are the sun of the morning. The magus of the eternal gods. It's not God, gods. And why is this written in gods? It's saying in all religions there is one, and that's mostly you, because Hierophant means in Greek high priest. In all religions there is one who has studied the scriptures, who has studied, right, or has communicated with God or the gods. So again, the symbolisms in here are very powerful. The pentagram, the 3 stages, which is also in the crown, the triangle pointing downwards, which is the messages that come down with the light, and the triangle pointing upwards, which then can be seen here in these 2 people that are basically scholars learning. And here you create this triangle. Again, 1, 2, 3 stages. The 2 towers that are as well here, right? And in India, it's the elephant, but also the cow, right? Of course, we use Taurus. Here we use the ram. And it's all masculine energy, right? So of course they depict, of course, in some of these cards, the masculine energy, because the male is the light and the female is the dark, and everybody's always thinking the light is God and the dark is the negative. The dark is just the womb where we place the seed. Without it, there could be no male, no female. So equally understanding of bringing these 2 energies made of these 2 pillars, because at the high priestess they're black and white, and rightfully so, she leaves them black and white. Here the Hierophant is creating a gray zone where he is getting the wisdom, right? So as we look at this here, of course, the horns of the bull, the horns of Taurus, right? And of course the elephant, also very grounded, very heavy animal for the Indian culture. Aleister Crowley, he as well has painted now quite a lot of information in here, and he is giving us, of course, insight of the high priest. As you can see, this little childish energy, this star that is now this innocence, right, that the church always talks about. And of course he's trying as much as possible to bring him away from a Christian perspective, because he is the rabbi, he is the priest, he is the shaman, he is that person that is learning and studying, and it's his job to understand God, to understand these 3 stages to God, and brings it to us, teaches it to us. And so here we come to this card, which is, I'm just gonna quickly look what the word is. The peacemaker, of course. In German it's like the mediator, right? But the peacemaker. Now, the peacemaker doesn't have one religion. The peacemaker is including all religions. He's above religion. But we have to understand that some of these religions are so old, and the tradition makes them hold on to, and it's mostly men, and men want particularly the high priest, who is heavy, who is tradition, who is 4 as well, or like the 5, right? He's the 5th element, he's the element above, because here is card number 4, card number so he's card number 4, he's card number 5. So the four elements, and he goes into the fifth element, into space, into the higher consciousness, right? How does he do it? Through meditation. As you can see, he sits already quiet in a meditation, but he is the one that gives us the information, but he is between himself and the world and is creating the peace. Inner peace lives from within to the outside, right? And mainly meditation would be the understanding of this card. Now he's standing and he's literally incorporating all these different traditions, as you can see on their dress codes, right? That there are all different spiritual backgrounds. Then behind him, as you can see, he has the forest. That's his church. That is his understanding of what really a church means. It's not a building. It's not this pompous way of sitting and putting the gold and making it, you know, back then we had to do that. But now most people don't want to see that anymore. My yoga card, of course, as you can see now, is active. You're standing, the high priestess is in the high mountain pose, right? She's reaching her arms up, and with Namaste, she comes down and bending down to Mother Earth. Of course, here the star, the pentagram, the human being in the 5. And again, he comes back up. And that's the red arrow that goes up within it. Again, the hexagram, which is the bright light, is those symbols, right? The letters that come down. And the red, the action, right? The learning, the people that want to learn, is red, is I'm doing something. So inhale, I come up. Exhale, I come down, right? Exhale, though, is making me empty, which is then connecting me to a higher self within me. Exhale, right? Exhale, we would think we come down, right? And we do come down. Exhale, I am making myself, though, empty. Even I go down into the heavy part. Inhale, I'm going up to the light, to the spiritual, but I am full and heavy. It's an oxymoron that is happening here, of course. Right, that's what I love, oxymorons. The blue, because he is with the throat connected, right? He is the head always, and you are throat and the jawline. That's also why you communicate, you speak. Here you see the blue scarf, right? And the blue band here in that I'm going down, I'm going back up. And it's here the blue, the gray, of course, the gray zones, a lighter gray up here, a darker gray down here. I'm in the midst of painting this card again because, as you know, it's just more and more information comes and I want to, of course, incorporate them. If you're born between April 10 and May 9th, you are, according to Aleister Crowley, the classical king of Pentacles. If your birthday is after, right? Because on the 21st, we have beginning a Taurus. So if you're born before, you are the Queen of Wands. If you after, you are the Knight of Swords, right? So here again, the Golden Dawn or the Hermetic Tarot, Mr. Waite, Mr. Crowley. Then here, of course, the completion, right? Or how they would say balls, stone, the other stone, apprenticed. You're the example of, right? The earth is eternally fertile. That is you, right? You're the example. You are here, of course, a woman. You have the corn inside your arms, and you always fertile, and you always have plenty. That is making you the chief, right? Chief Seattle. He was a leader. He was a warrior for ecological, natural responsibility of the earth. He's very well known. You can research. And he has the respect of the native Indians. So that's what you are, right? So when you see this card, is have a look into that, right? Is that something that resonates with you, right? That's why I'm doing these readings, so that you kind of get inspired of not only, hey, I'm gonna give you 20 minutes, like, yeah, you're gonna make a lot of money, yeah, you're gonna da 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 da, and it's like, no, I want you to learn and grow, that the earth is forever giving you, and that you connected as that Taurus, you connected to Venus, the planet Venus, the planet of beauty, the planet of desire, the planet of harmony. Right? You love that. You love beautiful things, right? You love value. You value things. You don't buy crap, right? You don't buy things that are like cheap. You buy something that lasts for a long time. So on a Earth Day, it's sometimes cold, even though, right, the sun is out. We feel that, right? It's a little more colder. Then, of course, when a day like you, it's connected to the cardiovascular system. It's very important that you run. It's very important that you move your body, that you exercise, and that you get your heart rate up. Then, very important for you, it is your neck, right, or your throat and your jaw. That you take care of that, right, of that part of your body. You wear scarves because you can get a cold very easy. And you, on a days like yours, we like to eat roots and salty things. And of course you are secure, peaceful, right? You love peacefulness because that's why you're the peacemaker. Right here, one more time, the native Indian, the peacemaker. You create peace between all people, right? And it's important that you use, even though, let's say, you're not I hope I have all. Sometimes they fall all over. Behind, right? I have here my papers. Okay, I have them all. So let's see. Sometimes when they fall down, they could come out upside down. So let me just get one sip. I have to say, today I was driving to a little island that's outside of Constance. It's called Reichenau, and Reichenau means rich. And that's where we get our vegetables. It's a farmer who makes Demeter products, which is even more certified than organic. And it's really interesting. I was on the island and I got the tulips there. I cut them myself. 60 cents, right, per tulip. And I was like, wow, great for the reading. And I got this feeling of like, I felt so good going there, and I met the man and I said, thank you so much for doing this, for creating this place so we can eat. And it's really incredible. The vegetables, they taste like amazing, right? they're rich, and the soil is really strong because it's somehow this island is everybody is cultivating right there, and not everybody, of course, naturally. Some of them are also spraying. Yeah. So I felt like, you know, then I went to the bakery and I bought like all these delicious things, and then I just felt like that's what Venus is, this pleasure, right, in food, in the desire to eat good food. So I got them upside, right, not down, but upside up. Aquarius, the star, look at you, there's hope in you. And yeah, there's hope because you're the peacemaker. There's hope because you're coming out of this. There's hope because you are understanding the path going up, bringing it down, right? And it's in, of course, the meditation that you understand those kind of processes, right? And I can see you are either connected, of course, to an Aquarius, being in your life, someone influential, someone good, right? That is uplifting you, that's helping you to be light because you're heavy, you're earth, and you're down on the ground. So this Aquarian personality is bringing you up and changing and shifting your perspective. At the same time, this is something that you can bring into yourself. When the card appears, it's saying, become Aquarius, become that lightness, become the star of hope. Working, right? Because this is the Sun in Virgo, the Eight of Pentacles, working on, okay, so this one came upside down, working on Mercury in Aquarius. Okay, so you have Aquarius, the main arcana, which is the soul talking to you. And when the soul talks to you, it's saying, become light. Allow yourself to connect to the moon cycle, which I do. I want you to feel each time when I do the reading, I pick the day where the moon is in your sign. I want to feel you, I want to notice, and I felt it. I had the pleasure to buy the tulips, I had the pleasure to buy the vegetable, I had the pleasure to buy bread, I had the pleasure to buy the food, the natural food. And I feel, right, that you like scientific research, because if you are the Knight of Swords, which is coming more already into Gemini, then of course you're researching all the time, but it's reverse, and we're gonna read it in a minute, right? And Mercury is all the information that you get. So this is Aquarius, and this is Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius. And of course the normal Uranus is the planet here in this, and Uranus is giving us a liberty, giving us change, individuality, and awakening, a big awakening. You're waking up and you're working on, I think, letting go of information, too much information. Let's see. The 6. No, it's the wrong booklet. I just looked at it and I was like, wait a minute. Right, I will use that for the clarification, of course, of this card. And they don't have a negative side to it, right? Okay, here it is. The shadow side of this card is difficulties accepting help, resistance to change, arduous transitions, carrying baggage and weight from your past. Right, in the bright side, it's always, of course, transitions. You arrive at the perfect time, rites of passage, healing, moving beyond trauma or shadows of the past, right? Support from others, personal evolution, a spiritual transition or journey. So it's almost like you don't want to ask for help. So, in the Native American cards, right, in the medicine woman, they say when a card is upside down, that positive aspect of the card is not there yet, is coming. But I read, of course, of this deck now, the negative, right? And you can see so that somehow the hope wants to come to you. You're working on being in the cycle of the moon, the feminine cycle, of that awareness, but somehow you don't want to take on help. You don't want to be helped. You holding on to things that are maybe bringing you a little bit of a hard time. Now, I looked at the bottom, and this is love, higher conscious love that flows always simply down. We don't need to do anything when we come down in this forward bend and exhale. We don't have to do anything because it's almost a natural process to exhale. It's that inhale that we have to really take. The inhale, the coming up, is work. We have to come up. Coming down is almost like we're flying. Coming up, it's like the bird has to use its wings to get up. He uses also the warm stream, right? So that's how they do it. Whales in water as well, there's certain streams and they literally flow, right? And they can move faster. In the air, the same thing. So it's saying that you are blocking something that wants to come down. It's almost like you sitting too heavy in your chair and you think you already know everything and you already think you don't need to learn, because look at you speaking about the old stuff. No one wants to hear that anymore. There is a zeitgeist. There is a spirit of time. And the spirit of time is now. What are we doing now? We're not sitting on a throne anymore. We don't want the church to be one of the richest people or the institution in this world. Why do you think religion has formed? This is the true religion. Behind you, you have trees, you have the forest. And that's you. Bring that love down, right? I'm not gonna incorporate that card now because it didn't jump out, but I saw it, and I want you to see that that message was very clear. So it's almost like that was the card explaining what's happening here. See? I think that's how I'm gonna, you see, this is how I just grow into how am I seeing the solution of this card, right? What you have to do is allow to bow down, allow to, right, be a peacemaker. Don't sit on your throne, right? I don't like this card, to tell you the truth. Don't like it. I mean, not like I don't like it and that it makes me, upset. I just don't like it because it's not, it would be okay if he is part of all. And this is what spiritual teachers do. For me, the spiritual teachers that sit on the throne, that are not connected with the people, they're not really spiritual leaders to me. This separation, oh, we cannot touch him, oh, we cannot be close to him, you know, I'm sorry, but if I get everything carried onto me so that I can connect only just to God, is bringing me away from reality of life. You know, if I dig my fingers into the earth like I did, I cut these flowers today. I went into the field and I looked which one I want, and this one is opening up so beautifully, right? Which one I want, and I said, okay, I want you, and you look good, and I was there, right? It's someone can deliver me flowers. It's not the same pleasure, and you understand that pleasure. So allow spirit to come to you. Allow to let go of researching. Connect through meditation, because the sun is still in Aries. Connect through meditation. Smoke a peace pipe, right? If you smoke, smoke it like a chief. One a day. Make yourself lightheaded. It's good for you. You heavy-headed, right? It's good for you to smoke a cigarette a day and get lightheaded and get that information, right? Then you get the Three of Cups. Look at that. The Three of Cups is Mercury in Cancer. Then that cup, that love cup, the Ace of Cup, is creating again a beautiful communication with Mercury, a beautiful understanding. Here it's like almost saying, yeah, you know, you kind of, also the color, right? When you look at the color, it's like it's a little somber. And of course it's upside down. It's like, okay. You see? So, of course, it's more, again, to the hope. The color of purple is the higher chakras. And of course, the color green is the heart. So today I also added to my dress code a lot of different religious symbolisms. This is a Jewish, there's a microchip of the Torah inside. This is from Amma. She's the hugging saint. This is the flower of life. This is the labyrinth from a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, who created, of course, this jewelry, Abraxas Rex. And then here, this is, of course, the seeds, right, with whom we do chant the mantras. All together, right? Not one religion is better than the other. Never, ever claim you're the only religion. And you, Taurus, are here to bring that message forth, to bring and to create a community, to create people that come together in abundance, in healing, in solutions, in fortune, in love, in being kind, in being beautiful. Venus, it's your planet. Right, so if you are a Knight of Swords, then maybe let go a little bit of this overly, right, accept help, and accept the help from a higher perspective, right? Accept help from God, from higher consciousness. Bowing down, realizing when you practice just simple inhale up, exhale down, that's all we sometimes need. Right? We don't need the whole yoga class. We just need inhale up, exhale down, just bowing down sometimes, right? Is releasing, is letting go. So, if you speak German by any chance, right? I had yesterday the German reading, and there was a clear message coming through to me saying you cannot stop, because I wanted to share with you as well that I wanted to stop doing these readings. And just to give you an understanding why I wanted to stop the readings is because sometimes even I have self-doubt and think, am I good in this? Is this really, you know, am I doing this good? And I thought, okay, anyway, I just want to learn, right? I want to learn this craft. And interesting enough, the message was so clear, and it was really still letting me know, now you have to continue. And I again feel it today, the same thing, right? I feel like, yeah, I will continue this. So now you can plan. Now you can plan, because Aries, right? Sun in Aries, just making sure, not Mars in Aries, and that's, of course, Mars in Aries, right? Mars is the circle behind the mandala. Mars in Aries, it's like I'm planning, I am bold, I am courageous, and I'm moving forward. Wow, you see? So if you are the Knight of Swords, you are like, okay, I begin something new. I want to learn, I want to understand something a little bit more, because that is the Wheel of Fortune. That is an understanding that I'm getting here. A deep understanding that things are coming and going. What is up needs to go down, what's down needs to go up. What is up needs to go down, what's down needs to come up. There it is. And then this is upside down, Leo, and the Magician, reverse. So we have 3 cards upside down, right? I cannot change that. It's I pick them, and that's how I get them. So, of course, you are understanding here now to plan, to learn like a young person, not like, right, like the high priest. The high priest needs to learn to be in the present moment all the time. Now, what is now? What is the zeitgeist? What is the spirit of this time? So you're letting go of the Leo side in you, right? There's a Leo in your world, and you're letting go as well of the Magician, which is that powerful person, right? That's sometimes giving direction to the 4 elements, and it's all in our head. This card is letting you know, let's see, Leo. The shadow side is blocked by fear, self-doubt, a reminder not to be guided by the lizard part of you, of your brain, a need to exercise self-control, self-destructive impulses. Unused potential, latent talents, questionable intentions, manipulation, selfishness, unfocused or blocked creative energy. Wow. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of, right, it's almost saying, yeah, you gotta release some stuff, right? And that's what, of course, the Wheel of Fortune is saying. That's what as well, right, the yoga card is saying. Get away from this, move and realize that you are much more powerful, much more deeper, a spiritual peacemaker for all of us, right? And of course, the sadness that you get by knowing that this is inside of you is okay, because look where you're landing. And the 5 is of course connected to you, the number 5. And each time when we see things that are not good, that are not working the way it's supposed to work, it makes us sad, right? So this could also mean do inversions, upside down, bring your head down to the ground, right? And let this sadness, because this is the middle of the 10 minor arcanas in the emotional side. When you're at the 5, that's Gebura, and Gebura is the challenge that you can overcome to reach to the light, to reach up, because letting really that sadness, allow the sadness, you will be pulled down into the light. You will get the information coming down. It's easier, instead of resisting, it's easier to go and allow the sadness, allow the letting go. Almost, you see, if you let go, you arrive somehow at a new you, at a new high priest, not the Hierophant anymore, right? You are the high priest. Allow the sadness to come out of you. So for those 3, 6 of Swords and the Strength and the Magician, I want a reason why. It's the Muse of Materials. The Muse is the King of Pentacles. It's you. It's all in you. It's mental. Let it go. Let go of that part in you that doesn't trust, that doesn't want, accept help. Allow to let go and walk your path. You see how she's going up there to the sun? You see that? There we go. This is so simple. This reading is again so powerful and so amazing, and I can see that this card is saying you are in your own way sometimes. Only you, no one else. It's not the others, it's always you. Allow the sadness. 5 of Cups and 3 of Voices is like a heartache. Is like the number 8. And the Magician is somehow an 8. See that? An 8. And of course this is an 8. The Leo, right? Maybe it's a Leo. Maybe it's a Leo that is giving you a hard time. Maybe it's another Taurus person that's giving you a hard time. But I don't think so. I think it's you. You are creating here with this 8, and allow it just to come out of you. Right? Allow it to come out of you. Don't worry. I will add the oh my god, I'm like searching for, I thought, okay, I'm gonna just look what's at the bottom, because maybe the Ace is there. You, there you are. This is a reading. The Hierophant, right? Go up, Always go up. It's closing the reading. Go up. This is pulling you down. And yes, right? Yes, there is a door. And you can go up and you can go down. There is a path. There is a movement. There is a cycle. There is you. Again, you see how you walk here? There is you walking up. There is you, but also coming down, bringing it down. It's easier. Just release everything that you think is heavy in you, and the spiritual message will always come to you, like literally flowing down to you. Wow, beautiful. Yeah, so that's it's work. Spiritual, to be spiritual is working on yourself again and again. And it's not because in one reading, oh my God, it was all amazing. In the next reading, it's gonna be like, again, it's always working deeper on deeper layers, right? Keep moving, right? Keep planning, right? Keep going your path. 8, working on this, letting go of that side of you, right? That sometimes becomes heavy, becomes, right, in the pain, right? Spiritual pain. Spiritual pain, the 3, right? The 3 level, the 3 stages, the 3 levels, the 3 position, 1, 2, 3 positions. Wow, 52 minutes. Wow, so it's been a good reading though. And again, I'm not gonna give up. I'm continuing to do these readings. Enjoy yourself. Cut some tulips. Thank you so much. Namaste.